Imagine being fined $4,000 for not wanting to have a child. That soon may become the reality for those living in Russia.
That's insane, bro. That's very interesting, bro. Damn, let's see what I got here to say.
Right now, Russian parliament is working on a law to ban what they're calling propaganda of child-free ideology, which is modeled on a pre-existing law banning LGBT propaganda. MPs from ruling party United Russia say that the promotion of childlessness is a threat to the country's traditional values.
Now, again, if that's how they feel in that country, who are we to tell them, that's not right, blah, blah, blah. We're not Russia, they're not us, okay? I know there'll be a lot of liberals angry about that. Oh, blah, 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 blah. If that's how they feel, that's how they feel, okay? If they want plenty of kids in their society, they are entitled to that, okay? That's how it is. Let's carry on.
Which places tremendous importance on having a big family. Earlier this year, Vladimir Putin put improving country's birth rate on top of his priorities.
So Phil, so far, right, you being half Russian or quarter Russian, right, Phil, what's your thoughts in this clip so far?
Hold on, let's hold that thought. You got...
I know, I saw it, bro.
Okay.
We'll read it after.
Okay, so I'm not surprised, but you see, Western countries also have this idea. So if you have children, you get a tax break, right? Look at what Kamala is giving. If you are giving a $6,000 tax break for mothers when they give birth, right? The same kind of idea. So he's doing a $4,000 penalty, whereas the United States will give money. Japanese government, I forgot how much they give to Japanese women when they give birth, but there's an incentive to do it. So this is basically the same kind of idea. Russians, this is why, that's another reason why I say Russia's screwed when they're in BRICS. I don't even care. They have a super declining birth rate. Before the war, there were over 9 million Russian women than men. Now, you have all the fatalities and the men who are injured to such a degree that they're not really going to breed anymore, it's about 1.5 million altogether. So that would push the imbalance well over 10 million additional Russian women. What are they going to do? And most of them are these are like white women, not just like Siberian women. They're doomed. They can't breed anymore. They have a problem. So Chinese are having the same problem right now, but they're not nearly as bad as Russia is in their demographics. So I don't blame them for doing that. But I guarantee you, how Russian women will think for the most part, they'll just pay $4,000. That's how they think. Here you go, $4,000. I'm not going to have a kid.
So there's a huge gender imbalance there in Russia. There's more women than men, right? That sounds to me like we gotta get passport bros over to Russia and 1 million. Hold on, Phil, right? 1 million black men. I want to get 1 million black men across America, UK, Africa, Caribbean, etc., over to Russia to save their population crisis, and also 1 million plus passport bros. Russia, make the call. I can make it happen, bro. Make the call, Russia. I can mobilize a couple brothers to go and save the population right there, right now, bro.
Well, you could do African men, you could do Caribbean men, but it ain't gonna be Western men. It ain't gonna be you and me, because those 1.5 million Russian men who got knocked out of service, it was because of American and UK armaments, right? So that's the reality. As I've said on your channel before, my Russian girlfriend was the most perfect girlfriend I ever had. And Russian women in general, they're the only women I really don't have a problem with. I understand how they think. I understand where they're coming from. So believe me, if I could Like if you and me could just go to Russia real quick, teleport there, be there 6 months without any threat to our well-being. Oh man, we'd have the pick of the litter. we'd have the most unbelievable Russian women we could get. Right? It would be wonderful, but that ain't happening right now. No, it's not gonna happen. I wish I could happen. Yeah, but not gonna happen.
Okay, let's carry on watching.
В семье, где растут 3 или больше детей, должна, безусловно, стать нормой, естественным образом жизни.
Russia is facing a demographic crisis. Its birth rate is the lowest it's been in a quarter of a century. At the same time, mortality is on the rise, with no end in sight to the war in Ukraine. And thousands have fled Russia to avoid being conscripted. Those who stay say the political and economic climate does not motivate them to have kids in Russia. A recent study found...
So speak on that, Theo.
Yeah, of course. They've had this problem since World War II. They're, again, the policies, the economic environment, their working conditions, all of this does not incentivize white Russian women to breed. This has been a problem since the end of World War II. That's why they have a demographics problem. And I want to say, Russian women are some of the sweetest women I've ever met in my life. They're like, you talk to them for a while, they're like butter, man. They're like butter on popcorn, and you're watching a good Marvel movie before it got bought by Disney.
You got jokes, huh? You got jokes.
Yeah, I got some jokes. I'm serious. Like, they are just amazing, amazing people. Like, the women. So those are the best kisses I ever had in my life was with a Russian woman. They're just soft, feminine, wonderful. Again, we can't go there and breed. Sorry, bro. I wish that were true. If the war, if they had this problem with Chechnya or something like that, or like Kazakhstan or something, Turkmenistan, they had all these people and they're having this happen, and they still liked America. Oh man, I wouldn't be here right now. This would be broadcast from Russia. I would be in Russia like right now, like slapping cheeks. That's what I'd be going on. But it ain't happening. I got all the Russian materials for it. I could go full on super Russian, just like I'm gonna do nothing but Russian in my head for a long time. I could do that, but they just don't. And Russian women want to have kids. Just I want to say that they desire to have children. The only reason they don't have children is because of the environment. But their goal, like a Russian woman who could have 3 kids, is like really rich. Like that's how they're viewed. That's how they view wealth, is having family. So if you could actually have 1 kid, you're rich. 2 or 3, amazing. That woman is rolling in it. It's not that she has a car or she has Hermes or something like that. It's the children.
Awesome.
That 30% have either postponed or changed their opinion of having children. And experts say this ban on child-free propaganda won't help. Instead, it is yet another step in the systematic crackdown on women's rights in Russia, where access to abortion and emergency contraception has already been limited.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's an issue. I was going to say that's an issue since the Soviet Union. So it was very common for a Soviet woman to have over 20 child deletions because they didn't have any contraception.
Flipping heck.
Yeah, that was so sad. It's just bad. So that's another reason why the women liked Western men, is because they could get pregnant, have child, and then we use contraception afterwards. And they were very happy about that.
Okay, interesting there, interesting. Okay, but still get your passport, and if you want to go to Russia, we'll see what happens there. All right, so